We back again. Thanks for coming back for another sit down with me, Marcus, on Bonding with Bonds. Before I get going, I want to thank everybody for the likes, comments, subscribe, the shares. Man, I appreciate y'all, man. Y'all are super people, beautiful people, wonderful people. I appreciate all the comments, man, all the inspiring and the encouraging words y'all gave me. I really needed to hear it. I need all the prayers and blessings y'all got for me. Hey, and ladies, y'all been rough on me in the comment section. I've been looking. I've been looking. Maybe after the day, maybe y'all lighten up on me for a little bit, man. Cause just know, man, I ain't on here just blowing no smoke up here and just trying to make myself look good and make somebody else look bad. I'm just gonna speak the truth and hope it'll help somebody. That's all I can do. So with that being said, I want to go right in. I spoke about my last baby mama in my other episode. So this time I want to talk about my ex-wife. I want to talk about her. And like I said, this ain't no bashing, and I just want to tell the truth. I'm really talking about this because I want my boys to hear it. I want them to hear it. That's really the main reason why I'm doing this video. So let me start right here. Like I said, I got 5 kids by 3 different women. I had 3, at the time, I had three outside kids I was paying for. I was paying $119 for one case and $158 for another case. I was already struggling. My money was already thin. My money was already funny. it was already gone. So at that point, we had just got back together. We had been battling, things weren't going right. We had just hooked back up. We were gonna give it another try. I knew our baby. She had just had our baby. She had just had our little baby. And we just couldn't get together. So she packed up and left. I can remember when she left, I was washing dishes one day. I had a maroon robe on. She had already been gone for, she had already just semi-left at that time. So she came in the house and she looked at me and she said, I should have left you a long time ago because I ain't never did no good since I've been with you. But I'm gone now. So at that point, I knew she was gone. I knew she was gone. So I followed her out the house. I was cussing and crying at the same time because I knew I had lost my wife and I knew I had lost my kids. See, and at that point, like I said, I had 3 kids already, and I wasn't with their parents. I had plans on just being the model, just being the model dad. Just I'm gonna be with the last 2 kids. I'm gonna be with their mama, make a go out of it. I ain't trying to go nowhere. I'm gonna make this go. Then my boys, I'm gonna be there. But that didn't go. That didn't happen. So like I said, I was already scuffling. I was scuffling, man. I was doing pretty bad. So she packed up and left. And so while I was at work, I was working second shift at the time. When I got off work, her and somebody had cleaned the darn house out that we were staying in. She came in and took everything. Only thing she left me was my bedroom suit that I had just bought from People's Furniture. That's all she left me with. Man, that was it right there. I was, wow. And then my grandmother passed away. So at that point, that was the lowest I've ever been in my whole life. I'm talking about, I was down in the dumps. I'm talking about, I went through a depression stage because it was at that point where I had no money. My lights were getting ready to get cut off at the place I was at the time. I didn't have nowhere to go. The devil was talking to me. Oh man, I thought about ending it all that night. I thought about ending it all. And I grieved them leaving. I grieved, man, I'm talking about having your kids gone and your wife gone and then your grandmother passing away. Oh man, that was a whole lot. And then I'm talking about I lost so much darn weight. I couldn't fit none of my dress clothes. I couldn't fit. I thought it was. I had no appetite. Man, my grandmother died, and by that time, man, I was having to leave the darn house. I ain't had nowhere to go. That was at the end of my road. And then, so she stayed gone. She stayed gone. 2 months went by, so I knew she wasn't coming back. So I filed for divorce because I knew she wasn't coming back. I filed for divorce, and from that point on, me and her, it was just rocky from that point on. So I filed for divorce, and I went to the parenting class. I went to court and everything. So by that time, she didn't go to parenting class and she didn't come to court. I hit her with the divorce papers and everything. And by that time, the courts had granted me custody of the boys at the time. I didn't even want it like that, but the courts done it like this because I went to my parenting class and she didn't. I went to court and she didn't. I did everything. So the courts granted me custody. I didn't even want that, but that's just the way it happened. And so it was kind of spooky for me. I really didn't think I was ready to do that. I didn't know if I can do it. Didn't really want to do it at the time because I feel like she could have done them. She could have been a better parent than me at the time. But I didn't. But that's just the way it went. So she went and got her an attorney, and we went back to court again. And everything got reversed again. And from that point going forward, our relationship was tough. It was hard for us to deal. And I was already paying her $160 a week already for child support. And she asked my attorney for more. And for me to hear her say that was really tough. I didn't think she would do me like that because she knew I was already in the dumps and didn't really have no money to give because she told me she would not put me on child support like that because she already knew what my situation was like. But she did. And the part that got me is she left me and in turn hated me after. She left me and then fought me, and which I couldn't understand that because I had no hatred for her. I loved her at the time, probably still do now. That's why I could never fight her like I did because I couldn't understand how she could fight me when she didn't want me and left me. That's the way that went. And at the time, I bought her a brand new car at the time. And when she left me, she kept the car. And I was like, hey, you can keep the car as long as you're making the payments on it, you can keep it. But after we were busted up and after I realized she wasn't coming back, I'm riding down the road. I see the car coming from a distance. She got guys in it. It's in my name. So I called her. I was like, hey, you got people in that car. It's in my name, blah, 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 blah. So later, she went on to get the car repoed. And the car was in my name. Ruined my credit. I had to file Chapter 7 bankruptcy to get myself cleared out. Just a minute. I had to file Chapter 7 bankruptcy to get myself cleared out because she got that car repoed in my name. She had utility bills in my name. She had phone bills in my name. Ruined me. I had to file Chapter 7. So you know how that went. So I could never understand the fight. So she fought me. This is how it was. She didn't fight me, but she was she made it really, really difficult for me to get along with her. That's what she did. I can remember one time when it was my turn to get the kids. It was my weekend to get the kids. I came to pick them up. It was I picked them up on a Friday like I always do. Then Saturday came around. I had to work like I work every other Saturday. So I was out of town working. I get a call from my wife. She said, "Hey, baby, your wife at the door. She want the kids." I said, "No, I'll tell them I'm going to bring them home when I get out of work. It's my weekend to get them." I guess that wasn't good enough. So she called the cops over to my house and told the cops that my wife was holding her kids hostage. She called the police over to the house. So when the cops came, they said, "Miss So-and-so, please leave. Mr. So-and-so gonna take them kids home when he gets off work." So they left. That was early in the day. So nighttime came around. Her and her auntie came back to my house and beating on the door, trying to jump on my wife. Sure did. Beating on my door, trying to jump on my wife. So I was like, you know what? This is a whole lot. This is a whole lot. So, and then every time I picked the kids up, it was always, where's belt? Where's glasses? Where is video game at? What you feed him? What kind of dish you using? What y'all gonna eat? He don't eat that. Who said something to him? It was always something. So, like, you know what, man? And then it got to where